Rent increase $500 this month. Are you okay? All right, so you guys are gonna get ready with me, and we are going to talk about Landlord and Tenant Act, Ontario, updated 2021 current day information, because it seems like a lot of people are out here getting scammed, getting taken by these landlords, especially during a time where people are struggling. Some people have lost their jobs, people are not doing well, they need a place to live. Landlords are out here trying to take certain people for a ride, and it's not all of them, because there's also landlords out here struggling because, again, their tenants cannot pay rent. They do not have the money. It's just been a hard time with us closing, opening, closing, opening. Who knows when we're gonna close down again? Here we go. You're gonna get ready with me, and we're gonna talk about some good information that you might not know about. Right. First, I'm just gonna put on some NYX pore filler. I've already lotioned, moisturized my face, and clearly done my brows. For some reason, whenever I do like get ready with me or something like that, it's like, not that I forget how to do my makeup. No, you know what? I forget. I be acting like I forgot how to do my makeup. Like, girl, what do I do next? Why am I thinking that way? I gotta show my besties online how to get the face that I got. I'm joking. I don't have to do too much. If you want that glam, I'm not it. But I can get you. I can get you looking like something, okay? I can get you looking like something good, though. I usually just try to get my nose, my cheeks, and above my eyebrows because it starts to get really shiny there first. Guys, it's actually very late at night. I should really be in my bed, but I'm here with you. Next, apply a setting spray, and I had the Milani Make It Last Matte Finish Spray. And this is the NYX Matte Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray. And obviously I haven't done my face yet, but I'm spraying. So we're gonna do a little bit of each. I'm like, something's gotta work. So usually people will just, fan. But sometimes, for some reason, I get these droplet residue type marks. So I don't like doing that. So I'll take this, because it's what I have. I tap it so that there's not big circle marks left over, but I'm not tapping it too much so that the sponge is actually taking all of it off. And then I take a little bit of the translucent powder. I'm using Nude by Nature. Not much at all. So I'm gonna put the sponge in there. And this is before any makeup, because what this bad boy does is my T-zones are oily as a mug, like so oily. We want to conserve our makeup. We don't want it to be so oily. Well, we don't want to shine too much. And because I do have that issue, I still highlight. There's a lot of people that are like, highlighter's out. Highlighter is going to be in for me forever as long as I'm oily, because you actually look like you're glowing, boo. When your face starts to get oily in the spots that you highlight, it just accentuates the areas. Anyway, I'm gonna brush off the excess powder. And my face wasn't damp, it was already dry when I applied this. Wait till the setting spray dries. This helps the oily gals. I need you to know that the Ontario government has froze rent for the vast majority of tenants in 2021 this year. To support renters, the 2021 rent increase guideline was set to 0%. Zero. So nada. You should not have gotten an increase this year or it was illegal. Rent increases are not automatic or mandatory. So if you ever had a landlord that said it was mandatory for them to raise your rent, they were lying. Landlords may only raise rent if they gave tenants at least 90 days written notice using the correct form. So you can be lax, you can be not too forceful with what you're requesting from them. Like if they give you this 90 days on lined paper and they say, hey, in 90 days we're raising your rent, and you're fine with that, then you're cool with that. But there is an actual form that they're supposed to be using according to the Landlord and Tenant Act in Ontario. So you can refuse that and say, you're not raising my rent because this is illegal. You did not do this legally. You didn't print out the correct form. So this is null and void. Moving on to the next step. I think I'm gonna do my eyes. I'm gonna use a taupe color. It's the Lorac Pro palette. I've used it years ago, put it away, found it again, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this palette because I used to use it all the time. Okay, so based on the Ontario Consumer Price Index, the CPI, the guidelines on rent increases for 2022 in Ontario is 1.2%. The CPI is a measure of inflation calculated monthly by Statistics Canada using data that reflects economic conditions over the past year. The guideline applies to most residential rental accommodations covered by the Rental Tenancy Act. So if you're living in a legal rental dwelling, the Residential Tenancy Act applies. The rent increase guideline is the maximum most landlords can raise their tenants' rent without approval of the Landlord Tenant Board, which is an actual board in Ontario that they have to go to if they want to raise your rent more than 1.2% in January 2022. So they can't go more than 1.2% of what you are currently paying. Ontario has froze rent for the vast majority of its tenants in 2021. I said that previously. You weren't supposed to get an increase last year or 2020, but we're just talking about 2021 right now. These landlords are out here trying to scam people. I'm talking on this side because I have friends and family that have been through some hellish situations during this time. People that have had to move out, people that were being told their landlord's raising their rent $400, $500. Excuse me, rent goes by cost of living. Rent goes by inflation. Rent goes by economic growth. Rent goes by an actual measurement that the Canadian government set. It doesn't go by how you feel today, like, I want to make $500 more this month. Excuse me, no. I definitely had a landlord that thought they could just say, hey, we asking for $500 more. No, you're not. I went and printed out all this information, wrote a big dirty letter, and gave it right to them and said, let me know if you want to raise this bad boy 1.5%, because that's all you could do this year. And that was years ago. But next year for 2022, they can only raise it 1.2% unless they go to the board and they file and they say they want to increase it by more. The board has to approve that. They can't just make this decision on their own. You see, I can't talk and do this. Now I'm going to blend it in. That line is gonna be clean. Now we are going to do concealer under the eyes. See what I say? Get on camera and act different. I usually just do this. I don't even do that. Why did I do that? I'm looking in a mirror and a monitor. I'm doing the most right now, okay? Some people wet their brushes and then blend it out. I should try it, but I'm scared because, again, I have oily skin, so I don't want to give any more liquid to my skin. I feel like that could be a catastrophe. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I didn't put my foundation on. And I usually put my foundation on before my concealer. How? Like, what's going on? Has anyone else ever gone through this? They tried to explain something to someone, and when they're explaining it, it's like they forgot all the stuff that they actually do on a regular day. Why is this happening? Okay, so I'm gonna put some foundation on, and I'm wearing the Estee Lauder Double Wear in 5C1 Rich Chestnut. And everyone's hands should be clean when they're doing their makeup anyway. If not, I don't know, bro. My concealer is looking pretty ashy, probably because I've gotten darker, but that's okay. We're gonna make it do what it do. Ontario passed the legislation to freeze rent at the 2020 level. So the vast majority of rented units covered under the Residential Tenancies Act gave Ontarians financial relief as they deal with the challenges of COVID-19 pandemic. The rent increase freeze will end on December 31st, 2021. Landlords can send a notice to tenants before the freeze is lifted for a rent increase that takes effect in 2022. The landlord can apply to the Landlord and Tenant Board for the above guideline rent increases under certain circumstances, such as after major capital work has been paid for and finished. So you should not have received any rent increases in 2020 or 2021, and your landlord, they are required to send you notice 90 days before the actual increase takes place. They can send you a letter before January, but they cannot increase your rent until January 2022, and they can only increase it by 1.2%. That's it. So I definitely have friends tell me, oh, my landlord's trying to kick me out and it's COVID, so you can't view any new places. Can't do anything. I'm using blush. I'm using powdered blush by MAC. It is Blunt. Landlord saying, oh, you know, our area can get $2,200 for a basement, which is obviously your mortgage, so I don't know what you're talking about, and you're gonna kick people out. Guess what? There's still a lot of broke people out here. Like, we haven't been working, we couldn't do anything, we're financially struggling. You can't do that. The people are struggling, but they'll try everything because there's a lot of illegal rental places in Ontario. And all you have to do is talk about Landlord and Tenancies Act. I will link everything below and you can print it out for yourself. And if they have a problem with it, they're probably an illegal dwelling and you can report them. And you can live them there for free until the people come and shut down their rental unit. So I'm sure they don't want the smoke. They'll just leave your rent alone. I might be pushing it, but maybe even lower because they don't want to play those games with you. My favorite highlighter, this is my fifth one, Park Ave Princess by Tarte. I've been using it for years. I hope they never discontinue it. I should stock up. I only have 2 on reserve. I need like 10 more. And this is what I mean. This is it. You see, it barely is noticeable, but this shimmer right here, this, when your skin starts to get oily, if it does, not noticeable because it's right there in the glow. Put it right down the center, some on that forehead. So when you oily or even sweat outside, not noticeable, not at all. Everyone thinks it's just your natural glow. I'm also using a little highlighter above my lip, and I use this little brush. I just like what it looks like. And put the liner on your lips. And put on my favorite lip combo, Weluvunique. We're putting on the Au Natural. This one is nice and thick and pigmented, but not sticky. And then we're gonna put some halo, just to give it some shimmer. This is our makeup bag. All right, and this is the finished look. This hair is the Island Girl Curl from Weluvunique.com. Lip gloss, I used Au Natural and Halo from Weluvunique.com. And lashes, these ones are called Miss Platinum from Weluvunique.com. I will have everything linked below, including the Landlord and Tenant Act, so you can pull that up yourself as well. I honestly hope you guys gain some information. Comment below any crazy landlord stories that you have. I want to know, I want to read them, because there are crazy landlords out here. I'm not saying there's not crazy tenants, landlords. If you're watching, comment below and like this video. If you want more Get Ready with me while we're talking about something, it could be anything. Next time it'll probably be a little more fun. This was real facts, serious. And subscribe for more. It is free. So just hit that subscribe button. Come on back. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. See you in my next one.